Alright guys, so if you've seen my first gun review, which was just a few videos ago, I have since got a new gun that again is a cream of the crop gun. And what this is, there's the model number. It's the Kimber K6S. It's the double action, single action. This is the 4-inch barrel version. And let's see what all you get here. Of course, Kimber's nice enough to give you a nice case with it. This was just a safety deal in the gun whenever I got it. This is their little speed loader. You fill this up and you can load 2 rounds at a time. Those speed loaders for revolvers, I don't know. I've never really used them. So let's take a look at this. And I'm going to compare this to my, I've got a 686. We're going to compare them side by side. My 686 is a 6-inch. This is the 4-inch. Let's take a look at these curves. Look at that. It is stainless steel. I believe these are rosewood grips. Nice checkering. But look at the beauty of that gun. It is 357 Magnum or 38 Special. Typical. This is what they call their combat version. It has the lower profile rear sight. Sights are steel. They are the just the 3-dot sights. So let's go ahead and open her up. Very, very smooth, as you would expect with a Kimber. We're going to do a trigger pull test. I've got a scale here, so we'll do a trigger pull measurement on it and compare it to the Smith & Wesson. Now I have to say the Smith & Wesson's got a lot of miles on it, so it's probably going to be broke in a lot more than what this one is. Once this one gets shot a few times, you know, it'll probably get even better. But the grip is just a little bit on the small side for me. I mean, I've just got like medium-sized hands, and the grip's just a little bit small for my liking. But everything about it is very smooth. So let's go ahead and snap the hammer. This is a double action pull, very smooth, super smooth all the way through. Single action. Very, very nice. Of course, you got you a nice engraving of Kimber right there. So let me get my 686 and we're going to do a trigger test. And I just want also to show you the size difference between the 686 and this Kimber. I'm going to match the back of the grips up best I can. I mean, the 686 is a much larger gun. The grip on it, of course, it's got a Hogue grip. It's a Smith & Wesson, but it's made by Hogue. And I've had this quite a while, and I bought it used and the guy that had it before me had it for a few years. So it's got some rounds that's been put through it. So let's get the scale. Let's see what kind of trigger pull we got. And the other thing I want to do is I'm going to measure the cylinder. Both these are 6-round guns, so we're going to measure the size difference in the cylinders. But before we do that, and the only thing I really care about whenever I'm doing a trigger test on a single action, double action gun is just the single action weight, because that's usually the way I shoot. I mean, I very seldom do I go through a full double action pull. You know, if it was the heat of the moment and that's all I had, you know, that's what I'm going to do. But when you're out target shooting, plinking, I typically always pull the hammer back and take a single action shot. So here's the Kimber. There's 3.2. Three point two, 3.1. That's some pretty consistent pulls. Okay, so here's the Smith & Wesson. The Smith & Wesson's always been famous for their trigger, their nice triggers. Not only are they pretty nice right from the factory, but you can have a Smith & Wesson trigger worked like you can't have any other trigger. The trigger jobs that you can have put on a Smith & Wesson are unbelievable. And I don't know, no, like I said, I bought this gun used, so I don't know if it's ever had any trigger work done, but we're gonna see what it pulls at. .12. 3.14. 3.12. And just to show you the difference, there's the Kimber. I mean, both of them have beautiful trigger pulls. To me, the Smith & Wesson feels slightly better, but it's probably, it could be because it's just had so many rounds shot through it that it's nice and broke in and has become smoother over time. But you can't go wrong. If you need a 357, these Kimbers are cream of the crop. I mean, you can't find anybody saying anything negative about these Kimbers. Most people have the 2-inch. I'm more of a 4-inch or a 6-inch guy. If you're just going to concealed carry this, then the 2-inch may be the way to go. Of course, you can shoot 38 Special as well as 357 Magnum. But very, very nice gun. Let's measure the cylinder diameter versus the Smith & Wesson and the Kimber. First we'll do the Kimber. And I'm just going to get the widest part right here. 1.39. So 1 inch, 390 thousandths. 1 inch, 390 thousandths. Smith & Wesson, 1 inch, 561 thousandths. What was the Kimber again? That's 170 thousandths, almost 200 thousandths, approaching 200 thousandths, smaller diameter. Hopefully you can see the difference in the size. The Kimber does have the recessed cylinder to where when your rounds are in here they're actually flush, which makes for you got a smaller gap right here. You can't really see in between the cylinder and the frame and see the rim of the cartridge. The Smith & Wesson does not have that. Not to say that's a bad or good thing. You can see the difference in the way the Smith & Wesson is. It's a this right here is, you know, it's not countersunk. This is flush to where whenever your cartridges are in there, you can see how much of a gap you have in there. You can easily see the rim of the cartridges in there whenever it's loaded. But like I said, I'm not saying that's either one's a bad thing. This probably does give it a little bit more strength because you've got that extra rim that goes all the way around. That's all one, you know, all connected in one piece. But anyway, I'm very happy with this Kimber. Beautiful gun, and although I haven't shot it yet, I have no doubt that it's going to shoot great. So, and I may do a review on that. But anyway, I'm done. This is the Kimber K6S. This is the combat version. The only difference between the combat version and the target is the front sight might be different also, but the rear sight's definitely different. The rear sight is adjustable for elevation and windage, you know, with a screwdriver. This one, it's technically not considered adjustable, but it is in a dovetail, so you could technically drift it side to side a little bit if you felt you needed to. But anyway, that's the Kimber K6S 357 Magnum. Okay, let's go ahead and weigh this gun. So this is unloaded. .12 ounces. Just for comparison, I know this is a 6-inch Smith & Wesson. £2 13 ounces. So the Smith & Wesson's quite a bit heavier. The Smith & Wesson is a pleasure to shoot 357s out of because of how much it weighs. This one I'm sure is going to have quite a bit more recoil. So the Smith & Wesson's a full pound heavier. And like I said, if you had the 2-inch barrel for concealed carry, it would be even lighter. Anyway. Alright, we're done. You guys take care.